Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm Andrew Axum with Axum Outdoor Adventure, Axeman on the Slingshot forum, and today I wanted to share a little project with you that I've been working on for the past few days, and that is making homemade, do-it-yourself slingshot pouches out of neoprene. So I recently went to my local fabric shop to buy some microfiber to try my hand at making some of my own pouches because I really enjoy the DIY aspect of slingshots, but they didn't carry microfiber. So I wandered around the store and I found a roll of neoprene, which is the same material that they make wetsuits out of. I didn't know a lot about neoprene. I know a little bit more about it now because for the past few days I've been doing some research on it. And I just wanted to see what kind of pouches it would make for slingshots. Now, I'm well aware that there's no shortage of good, affordable pouches out there. These are just a few of my favorites here. I actually have a toolbox that is just devoted to the pouches that I buy and test. And so that's pretty much all I keep in there is just different kinds of pouches. But I'm also always interested in seeing what I can do, what I can make, and how affordably I can do it. So I was able to pick up a fairly large piece of neoprene. It is 54 by 22 inches, and this particular piece cost me $15.62. So when I do the math on there, using the pattern that I came up with, which was simply a 1 inch by 2.5 inch rectangle, I figured out I can get about 320 of these out of a piece that size. When I do the math on that, that makes these pouches about 4 cents a piece. Now, the sniper sling pouches that I like so much, the crosshair pattern, those come out to about 34 cents a piece, and I feel like that's a very affordable price. So 34 cents compared to 4 cents, these are quite a bit cheaper. These are probably not going to replace your commercially made pouches or some of your specialty pouches, but I just wanted to see if I could come up with something that would be good for multiple sizes, that might also be a good rock chucker. And also, I always enjoy sharing slingshots with people. And a lot of times when you're sharing the hobby or the sport of slingshots with people, that means you're also providing them with bands and pouches until they can kind of get established in the sport themselves. And so I can make pouches for 4 cents. So the design that I came up with, which is very simple after testing a few different ones, was simply a 1 inch by 2.5 inch rectangle of 1.5 millimeter thick neoprene. When I cut that rectangle, I did not put a center hole in it. I actually did on the first one of these I made, and I realized the center hole, whatever size your ammo is probably just going to pop through that center hole because this stuff is fairly stretchy. So what I made mine with was just folded that pouch over, and then I used my thumbnail, and I used about half of the length of my thumbnail from the bottom there, and that's where I took a little pair of scissors. These are from my Leatherman, and I took those little scissors and just made a little slit right there. And there is your band hole on one side. I'll turn it around and do the same thing on the other. And there's your pouch. And it fits pretty much every size of ammo. And I haven't tried any rocks yet, but I feel like it'll make a good rock chucker pouch as well. All right, let's head out in the backyard and see how these things work. All right, we're out in the backyard, but we are losing daylight. So I went ahead and tried to light up the catch box a little bit there with my flashlight. I have the neoprene pouch on some Simple Shot 0.6 at a 20 to 15 taper. Also set the Crony up because I was just curious about the shots. Earlier, when I was using these pouches, I felt like my shots were hitting maybe a little bit harder and shooting a little bit faster. And all I could think of was because of the slick texture of the neoprene, perhaps I was getting a smoother release. I don't know, it may be my imagination. 231.5. 234.1, 242.3, 238.4, 242.3. All right, we're back in the garage because we ran out of daylight, but I feel like that held up fairly well. It does stretch a little bit, which is why a center hole is not a great idea on these, but I felt like it shot fairly well. The speeds, which I know really has more to do with the bands than the pouch, they were adequate. I feel like between 225 and 250-ish, I think, was kind of the range we were in with 8mm. So in a pinch, you know, I feel like these things would work out fairly well. If you just wanted to make a rock chucker pouch, they might be pretty good. They're definitely affordable enough at 4 cents a piece that you could just pass them out and give them away to friends or kids that you're introducing into slingshots. So the affordability part's definitely there. I also have to say, I feel like they maybe helped with my accuracy a little bit, because when I release my thumb, when I release my shot, I feel like the sort of slickness on these neoprene pouches sort of slid out a little better on its own. So it kind of helped with the maybe the flinching or the jerking motion that I have sometimes with my release. I definitely don't feel like these are going to replace commercially made pouches or some of the specialty pouches that you can get online, but I feel like with the supply chain issue that we all experienced during the pandemic, you never know when you're going to have to go to making your own stuff, and I just like to know how to do it beforehand. Well, that's going to be it this time for Axum Outdoor Adventure. I know this was just kind of a fun little silly experiment, but I always have fun doing them. If you enjoy these experiments, don't forget to go down and hit subscribe. Also, remember to give us a like, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you can get alerts anytime we put out new content. Thanks for watching.